What's up, cooks? Welcome to the Card Kitchen. I am the Card Chef, and today we are cooking up some deck building 102. That's right, deck building 102. Now, we did 101, so why don't you pause this game, go into the description, check out 101, and then come right back. Are you back? Good. So before we get into the main topic of today, there were a couple of points that I had left out of 101 that I wanted to make, and I just forgot. Whoops, my bad. But nevertheless, one of the things I left out is try not, when you're a beginner and building the deck, to put two different supporters that are for specific types in the same deck. And what I mean by that is try not to, unless you feel real comfortable, playing both something like a Misty and an Erica in the same deck. It could be very frustrating. It could be hard to manage. Your hand could build up really big. It's very vulnerable to red card. You'll be points in the game where you're like, man, I wish I had the Erica, but you only have the Misty, and points in the game where you're like, man, I wish I had the Misty, but I only have the Erica. And you could have just chosen one over the other and then filled the deck with something else that would help the deck more in those situations. Also, try not to play double energy unless you're forced to, like in Dragonite. And if you feel comfortable to try to experiment with things like double energy, at least try to identify which decks could actually do it. So, for instance, the Alakazam Weezing Bounce deck is very viable because, for one, Weezing only requires one dark energy, and your Alakazam requires 3 energy, but only one is required to be psychic, where the other two are colorless. So in cases like that, those are the best times to do it, when the Pokemon that you're playing only require one specific energy, and if they have any other energy requirement, it's all colorless. Those decks you can obviously build. And now, so what we're going to do is we're going to move on to today's topic, which is building a deck by taking advantage of the game mechanics. So how do we build a deck by trying to take advantage of game mechanics? Well, there are already decks that do this, and one of them is an Articuno EX18 trainer deck. And the way it takes advantage of a game mechanic is the fact that you always have to start with a basic Pokemon in hand. Another deck that you can build that takes advantage of this very well are fossil decks. So Amistar or Kabutops. And for instance, in the Kabutops deck, you can take advantage of this by playing a Mankey. So the new Mankey promo card that just came out. If you play two Mankey in your deck, you will automatically start with Mankey. And then you can attack in and do damage to yourself, which will now put your Primeape online to start doing 100 damage for just 2 energy. And while you're doing that, you can build up your Kabutops in the back. So the fact that you automatically start with Mankey, you almost guarantee that you always get your Primeape set up throughout the game because it's the only basic Pokemon in your deck. Now, there's also another game mechanic that you can try to take advantage of, and this really only works with one type of deck, but it's a pretty common deck, and that's a water type deck. And we're going to be trying to take advantage by building a water deck, the mechanic of being able to attack first when you go first. So if you don't know when you go first, you can't attach an energy, but you can attack. Because even though you can attach an energy, you can use something like a Misty. So if you use a Misty and you get that lucky flip, you'll be able to put a water energy on one of your Pokemon and then start attacking in right away. It's the only type of deck that takes advantage of this mechanic. But so how do we also try to build a deck on the turns that we are normally supposed to be able to attack on? Well, if you want to take advantage of the fact that you get to attack first when you go second, you want to be able to build a deck maybe with cards that are able to do a lot of output of damage when only using one energy. in this case is something like a Farfetch. A Farfetch is a great card to put in any deck when you know you're going second. You play it at 2 copies to increase the chances of starting with that, and then you just start attacking in for 40 damage right away. Now, if you are attacking second, it's sometimes really good to be able to fill your deck with a stage 1 Pokemon, because that can attack right away, because not only do you get to evolve it on your second turn, which is your first turn you get to attack, but then you also get to attach an energy. So if you play something like a Marowak or a Starmie, the non-EX versions, not only do you get to evolve it, you get to put in energy, and because their attack cost is only 1, you start attacking them for 40 damage right away as well. Now, another way to take advantage of deck building and being able to do something like evolve faster than you otherwise would be is by playing a Pokemon that has multiple evolutions. And what I mean by that, again, is something like a Staryu and a Cubone. Both of these have a baby version or an EX version. So your Staryu can evolve into your regular Starmie or your Starmie EX, and your Cubone can evolve into your Marowak or your Marowak EX. So now what you've done is, if, like, let's say you play Marowak in your Kabutops deck. So now you've only played 2 Cubone, so now you automatically start with Cubone in your hand. So now you've increased your chances of starting with Cubone to 100%, and now you've also increased the chances of evolving that Cubone a lot faster than you would in the Mankey deck, because you're playing 4 Marowak, the 2 regular and the 2 EX. And so now what we're going to do is we are going to build a deck like we've done before, and we're going to try and use all the rules that we've come up in part 1, and by taking advantage of game mechanics and try to build a cohesive deck. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, we have already put in our 2 Pokeball and our 2 Professor's Research. Mandatory. So the next thing we have to do is decide what our main Pokemon is. We've established that in Deck Building 101, but the way we're going to decide who our main Pokemon is going to be is by using or trying to take advantage of the game mechanics. So in this case, we either want to build Articuno 18 Trainer, which we're not going to do, or build a Fossil deck so that we can force ourselves to play just 1 basic Pokemon so that we can automatically get in it. And because we want to be able to take the max potential of attacking on every single turn, we're going to build a Water deck. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to add 2 Misty right away. And then because we're building a Fossil deck, we're going to add the Helix Fossils. Because what we want to do is we want to build a Water deck, and the only Water Fossil cards we have are Almanite and Almastar. So let's get these guys into the deck. So now, if we save the deck right now, you go save. This is not only can't you play it because it doesn't have 20 cards, but you also don't have any basics yet. And I keep pressing all the wrong stuff. This is fantastic. Great, great, great. Here we go. And so now we have to choose a basic Pokemon to play. And of course, we're only going to play 1 basic Pokemon at 2 copies. And that will be our support card. And so what we want to do is we're actually going to choose Staryu. Because Staryu, now that we have 100% guaranteed to start with the Staryu, we also want to be playing for Starmie, because now not only do we have 100% guarantee to start with Staryu, but now we have 4 chances to draw into either Starmie and to evolve it sooner. And not only that, because we're playing Misty, we can attack when we go first. If we go second on our first turn, we can attack anyways because it's a Staryu, and Staryu has a 1 energy attack. And if we didn't hit a Misty and we went first, on our second turn we can evolve into this Starmie, which only takes 1 energy requirement anyways, and you can attack in. So this deck allows you to automatically start with Staryu, have a higher chance of evolving it, and gives you a chance to attack on either turn you start on. Either turn 1, you attack with a Misty, turn 2, or you're going second and going attacking first, you can do it automatically. Or if you went first, then on your second turn, you're able to attach an energy and evolve at the same time and start attacking in. Now, with that being said, we have to fill up the list. So what cards do we want to look at? Obviously, I don't think we're going to look at Pokemon anymore, and what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the item cards. We're definitely not going to be playing... honestly, I don't think we're going to play the X-Beats. And the reason we're not going to play the X-Beats is because both Starmies have free retreat, as you can see here. And because we're automatically starting with Starmie, the X-Beats are absolutely not necessary at all. But what we do want to play is for sure to Sabrina. We don't need a red card. We don't need Giovanni. Actually, you know what? Maybe we do want a Giovanni. So you know what? Because Starmie EX has a 90 attack, being able to get that 100 attack, there's a lot of Pokemon that have 100 HP. I think we are going to want to play one. We might even want to play two. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to remove... I think we're going to remove one Sabrina and add one Giovanni. And then what do we want to do? Is that it? Do we want to remove one of the Starmies? Because if we play 3, we still have a chance of evolving into that Starmie a lot more than we would. But no, I don't think we are. I think we are going to play one Giovanni, one Sabrina, the 2 Misty, the 2 Professor's Research, the 2 Pokeball, the 2 Helix Fossils, the 2 Ammonite, 2 Amistar, 2 Starmie, and 4 Starmie. 2 Staryu and 4 Starmie. I think this deck feels pretty good. Honestly, I wouldn't mind taking out one of the Starmie and add in like maybe an Articuno, but no, I'm not gonna do that. I like the one Giovanni, I like the one Sabrina, and I don't think there's anything else we want to put in. So you know what? Let's actually take this deck, and this time we're actually going to go and battle with it. So stay tuned for that. We're holding it this time. Usually it's on the desk, but this time we're holding it. Okay. Automatically start with Staryu. Very good. Who would have saw that coming? Okay, now we're automatically going to get our second Staryu. You see, this is what I wanted to do. Is because we're playing 2 Pokeball, I actually did want to add a 3rd basic so that we can maximize our Pokeballs, but it's fine. We're okay with where we're at. We actually have every single Pokemon that we need for the basics going forward, and we have an Ammonite, and we're probably not going to get Red Card. So I think maybe... See, it's tough because you want to maximize your Pokeballs by adding that 3rd basic, like something like an Articuno, but then you don't automatically start with the Staryu, and so it's kind of that like catch-22. But I do think an Articuno would fit really well in this. It already fits well with Staryu anyways. Wow, so this guy's actually gonna almost take me out next turn. This is not great. I think I'm just going to do this, actually. Unfortunately, we want to just be able to start attacking him with him right away, and I have no issue with this at all. Because if we would have evolved the starter, or the active, sorry, it would just hit me for 80. Like, he was going to 2-shot me. Like, I'm not doing that. So this is great, because now I one-shot him. I don't know what he's playing. Like, he must be playing Articuno and he just didn't get it. Or he's playing Dragonite, maybe? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do this. we're gonna do this. I really wish we had a Misty, but we do not. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna take him out. And now we automatically take out his next one. This might be a quick game. Might be a quick game. So this is really great because you get a ton of aggression with your Starmie EX going right away. Actually, either Starmie, you get a ton of aggression. And then you can bring in Amistar in the late game and then just lock your opponent's big attackers like completely out of the game. So he's trying to do what here? I'm just going to do this. He's not going to be able to take me out. I don't think these things can retreat, right? Yeah, no, forget it. We just discard. Perfect. We do this. We start loading this guy up, and we just take this guy out. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get a retreat here real soon. Excuse me, my eyes are very dry. There you go. So there's one. One down. Starting with the Staryu, like always. Let's go, baby. We're playing a fighting deck. Mankey, nice. So this is what's cool about this is if Mankey, okay, he doesn't attack first, but if he did attack, I would just be able to take him out on the following turn if I had the other Starmie. Because we'd have 40 damage and I would be able to take him out. But it's not going to happen. Come on, baby. Okay, perfect. Pokeball. I'm gonna put in the Staryu, the Helix. We're gonna do this, and we're not actually going to attack. And we're both playing fossil decks. I just realized this. This is amazing. So the wrong thing to do would be to attack here. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. This guy's gone. This guy's going to retreat right away. It's kind of one of the cons of Mankey is you can't really attack yourself, to be honest. Okay. Well, we're just going to take him out. We already have him set up. If we get the other one, though, we'll probably play it. Oh, yeah. That's exactly. So now, and this is one of the cons of Mankey, even though I really like him, is now he only has 40 damage, so we automatically take him out. We are going to save the energy, the Misty for Ammonite. And this is a completely wasted card, so we'll get rid of this. Cool thing about Mankey is that he actually does 30 damage, which is like quite significant. So now we have a huge endgame with Starmie EX and Amistar. Yeah, there you go. So we're just way too well set up right now to just kind of take the game over. Okay, Staryu. Who would have thought it was a Staryu? Dumb. Idiot! Okay, we do this. Yeah, we're... Dewy Misty. Honestly, the more I do this, the more I think I should put an Articuno in the deck. But if he Articunos me, then I'm kind of screwed, to be honest. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. We are going to wait and hopefully get a regular Starmie, as long as he doesn't, like, full-on Misty the hell out of me, which I don't think he's going to at this point. This is definitely 18 trainer, right? Well, okay then. We're going to do this. I think we do this now. Nice. Perfect. Boom. Do this. I would have liked to have saved it for the Amistar, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, baby. Okay. Sure. The cool thing about this is because we're playing 18 trainer is if... Yeah, so that's fine. We're going to do this. He's going to have to do it again. We're going to go retreat for you. And we're going to go like this. And he just conceded. So basically what would have happened there is we would have taken that Articuno out, set up our Amistar, and because he's playing Articuno 18 trainer, once the Amistar is there, not only can he not attack, but he also can't retreat because he has no other Pokemon. Anyways, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep cooking.